not so short video. Here we go. This is a graphic someone created on a channel called Suit Yourself. Now I want to show the bias in this and also why it's a bias and why you should flip this. You got to watch the video. There's 2 copies of it because it's got to be mirrored, because if you put the words hate speech, free speech, political correctness, alt media, right and left, and indicate companies like Patreon, PayPal, and god awful, everything else that caused YouTube to flip out recently, and then shake a red flag in front of the mainstream media, government, social media, and anti-social media, and the school system, you're going to have takedown groups come up after you, and you know it. So here we go. This is somebody exposing the left wing for their biases, but assuming social media, mainstream media, the government and schools, and alt media are, in fact, being influenced by the left, and primarily alt media, in this case where this person, he's saying it, from his perspective, alt media is left. Takedown groups are always left-wing, and they use hate speech in quotes and political correctness in ironic quotes. Nobody says political correct anymore and really means what it originally started off. All to fight free speech. And then if you take this map and literally flip the right and left around entirely, you don't even have to do anything else, just take the word right and left and swap it, you get people screaming that you yelling free speech is alt-right or Nazi, and claim in the name of hate speech fighting, so they put a red circle around hate speech, or free speech, excuse me, and call hate speech something they put in white, knighting, and they would attack the right for stuff and justify their takedowns. And in that video, the person who fired first was the left wing. Mainstream media and the government had spent decades being forced by both the right and left to be neutral and stay out of it as much as possible. As partisan as we think it is now, in the past it was worse, and the government, mainstream media, and everybody who wanted the horror show to stop demanded that we have a bias removal. You had to have equal time. You had to have everything fair and balanced before Fox News decided to pervert that. And so did CNN. Yes, both sides. The school system has always been basically batted back and forth by forcing down people's throats to deliberately do this, right or left-wing agendas. And we need to go back to the neutral requirement for the government. The government itself has to stay out of ideological arguments because they never work. And we all are alt media and social media. Mainstream media is dead. It needs to die. It is absolutely got to be killed off. Or it needs to have a collar put around its neck and told, stay out of it. That's my opinion. Now, this person's echoing, not an echo chamber, but his perspective. I don't agree with it. But again, if you flip it left and right, you're going to find a group of people agreeing with the video the other way. So my challenge is to Galactic North who mirrored it, or Suit Yourself who could do a better job. I want Suit Yourself to do his best and do a fake copy of the same video, but aim it at the right and see if it makes sense. Put it on some random channel. I'm asking him to do this because you're going to get a bunch of people agreeing with that perspective too. There are extremist groups on both sides, and they're trying to tear us apart. And they all say the mainstream media is either right or left. They always say social media is right or left primarily. They always say the government's right or left. Then they'll say the school system's right or left. Depending on what school system you're looking at, it's extremely right-wing or it's extremely left-wing. That shouldn't be able to happen. Civics class used to be hated by both sides because it required that you still be civilized and treat society and culture in America as primary above your own self-interest. Selflessness was encouraged. Good Samaritanism was encouraged. Civics was encouraged. And now it's the enemy of what most people consider hard left. It's also the enemy of the hard right, but they don't want to acknowledge it. Hell, civil defense is the antithesis of fear-mongering for Fukushima, or learning about how weather works. Just saying. House divided cannot stand, nor can a Senate. And remember, we the people outnumber all of these jackboots. Don't you ever forget that. But I thank Suit Yourself for putting up the graphic and the data. Now I ask everyone, take the same video, make your own version of it, swap left and right, and see if it makes just as much sense. Remember, every group has to acknowledge the jackasses in the group. And remember, on how to infiltrate and destroy groups, it was about emphasizing the extremism, not cooperation. Do you understand how little power the government has if we all find out what we all agree on and just make it happen? They have nothing to bandy back and forth. And that's the point. That's why it never gets solved. Because the things they agree on, they'll never admit to. I think there should be a legal requirement that the discussions in the House and Senate for everything not have rider bills, and they be legally required to acknowledge whatever they agree on and pass those rules immediately, and not use them as bargaining chips to withhold when they shouldn't, so that we can get on with their lives. That also means that Donald Trump can't do a shutdown because one thing didn't get given to him. He can argue that out later and hammer that out. But it takes away his ability and also the Republicans' rights and privileges of being able to hold everybody hostage for just one stupid point they won't agree on. Just like the Democrats did before. Remember, with the health care bills? Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. Did that really help anybody? No, it didn't. I'm sorry, but if you ran a business like the government runs itself, you would be out of business immediately. Or you'd end up having to be, well, a criminal organization to survive now, wouldn't you? Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.